All right, I'm at a new spot today, Marin Park in Sausalito, and I'm gonna be looking along the docks here for some harbor seals. I've seen them just recently at Angel Island, and I've seen them around the Sausalito area before. So taking a peek at iNaturalist, it looks like there should be some active areas around here, so let's go see. So I would actually recommend you park a little bit more south than Marin Park. I didn't see a ton until I got closer to downtown. So I'm just walking along the various docks here. I did see one seal at the first one, but I couldn't really walk down any of those docks. So I'm hoping I can find some up here. I'm able to walk down. We'll see. So I just spotted across the way here, there's a ton of seals at the end of that dock. So I'm hoping I can find a good vantage point to see them. All right, I found an open dock closer to the seals, the Sausalito City Boating Center. So let's see what we can see from over here. As you walk along the shore, you'll see some paths and docks are labeled as public shoreline and some are not. Some are locked behind gates. So you kind of just have to wander around and see where you're allowed or not. The birding is great out here as well. Seen a bunch of cormorants, the shorebirds, and over here there's the great blue heron and a snowy egret hunting in the water. With all these nice ships in the background. Should make for some good photos. All right, finally hit the jackpot. Went further down the harbor. There's some seals. Looks like maybe one of them's a baby. And get some shots of those. So when you're photographing seals, you want to make sure to keep a safe distance from them. In this case, they were in the middle of the water where I couldn't get to them, so I felt comfortable just walking along the docks and taking pictures. But if they are on a dock that you can walk to, just make sure to not walk right up to them. You could scare them, or they might get aggressive, who knows. Look at these little guys. There's 3 of them hanging out on whatever that is, an old concrete block. As I walk around, I'm so jealous of these boat houses out here. Must be crazy to live on the water like that. It's so cool. It's this one down here that looks like the Taj Mahal or something. We're gonna go down here and try to figure out what this Taj Mahal building is. There's no sign saying I can't, so let's take a look. So the sign here says private residence. That means someone actually lives in this thing? At the end of a dock? What is this building? The Taj Mahal? Does someone live in there? Really? That's cool. Well, I asked one of the construction workers there what that place is, and he said, it's the Taj Mahal of Sausalito. And apparently somebody does actually live in that thing at the end of the docks, which is just so cool. I wonder how much money you have to pay to live in a Taj Mahal on the water of Sausalito. I did a little more research on the Taj Mahal houseboat, and it turns out it cost over $2 million in the 1970s to construct, and actually in 2023 it sank, so I assume the construction is actually restoring it from all the water it took on. Well, I'd call that a success. 3 seals, nice enough close. I'm gonna keep walking around the docks and see what else I can find. Then I might stop at one of these seafood restaurants, get some crab or something. Looks like while I was visiting the Taj Mahal, another seal showed up. Look at that. Moon jellyfish. Right off the docks here. In the middle of the day. That's super cool. All right, well, I would call that a very successful day. Stopped at the Lighthouse Bar and Grill for some crab cake and coconut shrimp. A little overpriced, as you'd expect for a place on the water here, but not too bad, and the food was really good. And a super successful day of wildlife photography. I saw the seals that I came here for, and also lots of birds, blue herons, egrets, cormorants, seagulls, of course, and some other smaller birds. The jellyfish was a nice surprise. So yeah, come out here, walk along the docks, and see what you see. You never know what you'll find. Just walking here down by the boathouses, again, admiring them on the way back to the car. And up next is another hidden gem of Marin County up at Mount Tam. If you're liking the video so far, make sure to subscribe. All right, I'm at a new location with my friend Max. We're at Lake Lagunitas near Mount Tam. We got this cool little waterfall over here. So let's go find the real lake. Here's the lake. Lake Lagunitas is actually one of 7 lakes in the area that serve as reservoirs for drinking water. As we walked around the path along the lake, we kept seeing these western sand lizards, which are pretty common around the Bay Area on certain hiking trails. This little lizard, it looks like his tail fell off or something at some point. Oh. What is that? Sounds like a cow mooing.
Maybe. Could it be a frog?
It could be a frog. It sounds like a giant frog. Okay, we gotta go see what that is. I think this is the culprit of all the noises. Many weird noises. This weird growling frog, turkeys. There's the turkeys. Where do we find them?
The frogs get very shy when you get close to them.
And that one screamed and jumped into the water. Wish I got that on camera. But hopefully we can get to the bottom of what the noise is. I suspect it's those frogs, but it sounds like something giant. Yes, it was. It was an American bullfrog making those super loud noises. Little woodpecker. I've never been somewhere with so many woodpeckers, or maybe just bird noises in general.
Everywhere. And whatever that weird thing is, it's definitely a frog.
Yeah, it's gotta be the frog, but it is surprisingly loud.
And
sounds like a tugboat horn or something.
Very discreet.
Newt crossing. I don't think the things we've been seeing are newts, though.
Definitely not. Yeah, they even look kind of like...
They look like they'd be wet.
This is actually exactly what they look like. This was the closest one. But more like this one. Looks so fuzzy.
So many woodpeckers here.
3 woodpeckers.
Look how many there are.
There's a 4th one.
There's like 5 woodpeckers. There's one right there, 2 right there. This is crazy. You can still hear those freakish frogs. I've never seen woodpeckers like this.
2 right here. Another one right here.
It's at least 5
There's
of
more
them.
right there. There's some other bird right there.
See him swimming down there? We saw so many woodpeckers, frogs, turtles, what else? A hawk or an osprey with
Some kind of
something.
hawk. Prey.
Lizards everywhere. Those weird frogs.
Cute little ducks.
So,
And herd turkeys.
oh yes, lots of turkeys are out there. So we'll head out. There's a couple other lakes around here. We'll try to take a peek at and see if there's anything interesting there. Apparently we can just walk to the second lake from the parking lot, Lagunitas Lake.
Hopefully.
See how long of a hike this is, but I trust you, Max.
I think it's just going to be right behind this little hill.
Uh-huh. Okay, so the second lake was right here. It's pretty close.
And at the second lake, called Bontempe Lake, we saw a doe and a buck heading up the hill and followed them around for a little bit. I wasn't able to get a head-on shot of the buck, unfortunately, but what can you do?
You're scared of the turkeys? Nice. All right, I mean, pretty good success today. We didn't see any otters, but we did see all kinds of other animals. The second lake, we saw a doe and a buck walking along together, which was pretty cool. I've not really seen a lot of bucks with horns in the Bay Area, so that was nice to see. And yeah, I think we'll call it a day there. We went to Bontempe Lake, Lake Lagunitas. There's a couple other lakes up here, but they seem to be full of wildlife, all kinds of birds, tons and tons of woodpeckers. So if you like those, this is the spot. All right, well, thanks for adventuring with me all around Marin County, seeing the wonderful wildlife that we have up here. And if you made it this far, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Leave me a like, and let me know in the comments what you want to see from me next. Is it more location guides, something more technical, gear reviews, etc.? I'm open to all of it. So, till next time.